northeastern skies, but we do have a lot of that boundary still moving offshore. It's been storm system after storm system along the Gulf Coast. Those rounds of thunderstorms driven by more upper level low systems. They're pretty weak, disorganized, as you can see. Heading into Wednesday, we've got another one kind of slide and sway east, and yet again we'll deal with another one, as you can see, pushing in Thursday evening across the southwest. So that's going to cut across the southern U.S. again as we head through Friday and the weekend. So it does mean we don't get much of a break. When do we get the break? Largely Wednesday. At least if you're on the I-10 corridor, this is going to be the better day for you. It's not to say that every place will be dry, but at least we'll have some dry breaks. Places like Jacksonville, the chance for some rain, especially early on in the day, then things will try to push out of there. Now, that's something else to watch out for pretty much all the time, anytime you buy a car, especially when you think about different parts of the nation dealing with flooding. As we go through the upcoming days, it's still about the south. Got some energy here, very weak as we head throughout the day on Wednesday. That's going to move offshore, but our next storm system starts to slide into the southwestern U.S., and by the time we get into Thursday and Friday, it's sliding across the southern U.S., bringing with it, you guessed it, rounds of rain, enough that it could lead to more flooding. If we're going to have a dry break along the Gulf Coast, we get it on Wednesday. This boundary shifts just far enough south to keep places like New Orleans, for example, dry, sunny, and bright. Places like Jacksonville starting off with some of that morning wet weather. Otherwise, though, we're looking pretty good. We'll have some extra clouds and moisture through the Appalachians, so for some spots, we will still have the chance for rain. But our next big storm system is going to be arriving Thursday across Texas, especially Virginia, Kentucky, Tennessee, those places as we go throughout the day. Farther to the west, though, look, already some of that activity firing up in Oklahoma and Texas. That's going to push into places like Dallas as we head through Thursday, places like New Orleans, back with the chance for showers. So we will get in on more wet weather as we head into the late week, and that means you got to keep the rain gear handy. Places like Augusta, Georgia. Some areas across the Northeast have had a lot of rain this spring. One of those spots, western Pennsylvania, the past 30 days, a lot of rain. A lot of that coming in from the first half of April, which, by the way, just the first 2 weeks of April really made it the second wettest April on record for the place of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania there. Elsewhere across the Northeast, though, we haven't had too much in the way of rainfall, considering that this is April and May and spring is in full force. However, we're adding up more rain as we head into Tuesday, more rain chances extending into New England. If there's a dry spot and you want to head to it, Providence, Boston, these locations manage to squeeze out a pretty decent Tuesday for you. Places like Boston, 75 with sunshine, not a bad day. Clouds will be increasing, though. All of the activity hanging out off through the interior parts of the Northeast, even towards the coast. If you're north, south, east, west, basically getting in on that chance for rainfall as the storm system closes in. Notice what happens on Wednesday. We end up with two low pressure systems, the centers of them starting to unfold here. So actually the energy breaks apart in two, and that's what helps things linger around for a little bit longer as far as rain and cloud cover is concerned. Notice we've got a boundary to the north Tuesday morning, another storm system eyeing up through Kentucky and Ohio as we head throughout Tuesday afternoon. And look at all of this rain coming in. It continues to push its way on through. And some of the energy breaks off into the Atlantic as we head through Wednesday. Well, the other storm system is still following through Kentucky and West Virginia. So this is the rounds of rain. This is the activity that we're dealt with as we head into the middle of the week, which is why we will keep things wet for places like New York City as we head into Wednesday.